The final option then is afforded, even as we stand in creation and do the things we do. For yes, we are always creating something. We are always tap-lined by something, influenced by something. We are not here just to hide in a cave or a mountain, but be an active participant in waking up humanity. We are here to become aware and assist others to do the same, for we all are experiencing what we chose to create, what we agreed to. If we did not have a hand in its creation, we could not be experiencing it, and so it falls upon us all to face that which we have created, the experience we have played a role in forging. This is what we call facing creation, and we are encouraged to share and assist others in this endeavour, in this recognition of the ease and their real awareness. This we term earning our way. We effectively earn our awareness. The more we share the ease, the more the ease shares with us in equal measure, the everything equaling itself principle. Again, because we operate in creation with our sharing, the cause and effect principle applies. And so, if our causes, if our creations are the sharings of the ease, then our experiences, our effects, will be in alignment with the cause. In this case, we have the experience of more awareness in proportion to the sharings that we do. We are now utilizing the mechanics of creation to not simply forge experiences, to chase thrills, create ideas just for the personal self. For if we did, the experiences, the effects, will be catered experiences for the personal self only. They will not be in any way awareness orientated. If our only consideration is for the personal self, if our focus and intent is solely for the personal self, then the experiences will be as limited. Real awareness is a facet of the real self. It is not anything to do with the personal self, and so, if only the faculties of the personal self are activated for the purposes of satisfying the personal self, then no awareness can be gleaned, only experiences in creation. Once focus is placed beyond creation, once intent is with the ease, and what is being created is now for sharing the ease, then this is no longer for the personal self. As the personal self cannot understand or recognize anything beyond itself, as it lacks the tools to perceive beyond which it was designed for, and that is the simulator. If an individual is now sharing the ease, it must have a degree of recognition of it, as everything demonstrates its awareness by its actions. You would not stand with and share and promote something you are unable to recognize, and this would be the personal self. It cannot recognize the is, and would have no interest in or see the point of promoting and sharing it therefore. Any sense of wishing to share the is then demonstrates real awareness, demonstrates the connection to the real self, the recognition of real intent, and as we then share the is, as we utilize the mechanics of creation to do this, the effects will still be experiences as they are with any idea decided and agreed upon in creation, but it will be experience, it will be effect that will be in the form of greater awareness. The more we share, the more we must be connecting with our real selves, the more we must be moving out of our personal selves and the consideration of self, the more then the filters of the personal self move from our real recognition, the more awareness we then have to recognize more of this true reality. As this process is allowed to continue, as everything equals itself, as awareness is now the experience we effect through the causes of ever escalating is sharing, if we endeavour to keep it moving. For if we do not, we will get bored. We are in a place of not recognizing the is, but are beyond the next alternative of the personal self, and if we stay here too long, we will slip back to the alternative, that of personal thrill chasing. But if we continue on, crashing through our self-imposed limitations, facing all of creation and ourselves, severing agreements, attachments, and shaking off our tap lines, then eventually we earn enough awareness, utilizing cause and effect creation in this manner, is sharing, equaling experience awareness, that we ultimately can recognize the is, and recognize how to be with it, to the extent that we no longer need the 5 body vehicles, and they simply will fade away. So yes, we can say that in creation everything equals itself. Everything is a reflective bubble, the effect in equal measure with the cause being whatever we decide or agree with, our creations, in other words. And as with all our experiences, our effects reflect the causes, the idea creations, our personal self decides for itself, the experiences, the effects equaling the cause. The same applies with the ideas we create that are of the sharings of the is. We can say then that awareness becomes the experience, the effect of the cause, that of sharing the is, and awareness experience then is in equal proportion to the extent of our sharing of the is, to the extent that we move beyond the personal self to the real self, as only the real self can recognize the is. So experience switches from personal self-experience only, experience just for future references, to the initial connection with the is and the real self through the new you song. And that is why we say the experiences we have on the real side are very valid and for our viewpoints, references and comparisons, but they are still experiences, still more so for the personal self, but experiences of a more expansive nature as we move beyond the astral emotional generated experiences that up until now we generally are creating, or the experiences from the agreement to ideas of others that look good to the personal self. As we continue to share, to continue to present the is, we will still have experiences, but now our experiences, our effects of what we are deciding and focusing on, are more along the lines of awareness, as opposed to experiences in creation, regardless of the extra expansive quality of the experiences. We are utilizing the mechanics of creation throughout this process, because it is in creation that we must be, to recognize the is from, via our experiences. But the nature of experiences change in accordance with the personal self gradually diminishing, in that it is more the real self we connect with, and so experiences will less be generated from a personal astral mental idea creating standpoint, and more from the real self, from a position of being isness. And the real self just is. It doesn't add emotion or thought to itself. And the more we connect with our real selves, the more we put aside the more limited creational tools that are our 5 body vehicles. We still have the physical body, we are still in creation, and we utilize the faculties in the same way to create, but we are creating now from a real self perspective, more than a personal self one, and the experiences will be more expansive as they move beyond the simple thrill-chasing experiences that the personal self always indulges in. So our experiences now are more awareness, and not the experiences we have been accustomed to. Awareness far superseding individual experience that is required for awareness and is recognition. Again, experiences are for the personal self, and as we move more so into our real selves, the experiences are less needed, as the experience we now have as the effect of our is sharings are not so much individualized adventures on the real side, but more awareness of this true reality, awareness and recognition of how to be with the is, to stand real and have no necessity for the personal self. For the personal created vehicles have served their purpose. They have afforded us all the experience we required for our comparisons. We have utilized creation for experiences with the body vehicles. Now we utilize its mechanics to afford us awareness, and gradually more emphasis on awareness than the experiences. For we can have all kinds of experiences on the real side and with the guides, but we still need to recognize the is, and so we must supersede the want to have experiences, the want that must stem from the personal self, as the real self wants nothing, it simply is. So experience becomes more expansive, the personal self less influential in the nature of the experiences. The experiences are more so than awareness, utilizing the creational mechanics of cause and effect this whole time, and finally we have enough awareness and recognize the is, and we stand real with the is, and discard the 5 body vehicles, and supersede creation. Now we are beyond experience. We are everything. We is, and need nothing by which to recognize the position we now stand in. Cause and effect no longer is required, as we have no need to generate experience of any kind to recognize a position we now have assumed. In creation, yes, everything equals itself, this being a reflective effect that administers the experience, and later in our process the awareness, in proportionate measure to the cause, or the sharings of the is later in our process. Only this equaling cause and effect principle exists in the simulator, therefore. For in the true reality, it isn't so much that everything equals itself. Perhaps we can more readily say everything is itself. Everything is.